Let's check about the profile properties, how we can get the profile properties. This is a very good example. Again, a React based SPFx web parts we are talking about. And in this particular web part, what we are going to achieve is the use cases that how you can get the properties of the logged in user. Basically, we are not talking about all the properties. I'm not retrieving all the properties. But yes, the first name, last name, how you can implement that. Maybe the profile picture, department, mobile number, work phone, work email, job title, all those properties which are provided by user profile of SharePoint can be retrieved in this particular web part using this particular web part. So we'll go with the flow. So I am in the user profile webpart.ts file, which is the main file. I will go from the top. So I have a property pane text field which is implemented. I'm importing the user profile viewer from components user. So we'll talk about the components user profile viewer, that is okay. And then we have import iUser profile viewer props. So in this component itself we will have props and state. We'll talk about that later. In the interface I'm creating a field which is description, a property which is description. So let's talk about this react dom.render. React dom.render element. Now what is this element is telling us? It is creating the element, react element, having some properties, description, username and service scope. And then we are calling react dom.render. This element will become the root element, which is the user profile viewer in our case. Okay. In get property pane configuration, you already know that you can create the different types of property. In this case, we are just creating the text box. Okay. So our code starts from react dom.render element. Element is user profile viewer. Now this is very much important, username. This property you have to understand that how we are giving the username property a value. So in this example, if you see, I am giving username, which is a property, encode URI component. In this encode URI component, the claims based user property I am passing, IE :0 #f membership. And this is very important, this .context.page context.user.login name. So as I said, the login name, the logged in user properties will be, user profile properties will be retrieved and shown in the web part. So that's why I am taking it logged in user, which is page context dot user login name. Okay. So let's directly jump to the components where we have the actual code. In terms of services, we have created some services also, idataservice.ts and userprofileservice.ts. So we'll talk about that later, user profile service. But before that, let's talk about the components. So what are the iuserprofile.ts? So first name, last name, email, title, work phone, display name, department, picture URL, user profile properties, maybe some other array. So all these properties we have defined and we can retrieve all these properties from the user profile. Let's go to the props. So you already know these are the immutable properties, description, username and service scope. Why immutable? Because we already know in React.js that props are immutable and state is mutable. You can change the state, right? Now we go to the state. So in state we have user profile item, which is coming from the user profile. Let's go to the main file where we have the main code, tsx file. So you should remember that for every component which you create, you will have a tsx file, right? So that's why we are importing all the values and props and state in this particular file, that is tsx file. Our main component or the parent component name is user profile viewer, which extends from react.component. So the main component or the parent component name is user profile viewer. So you see here we have created a constructor, there is a super. Now initially all the values are blank. You see here all the values are blank. because what I'm doing over here is in a particular variable, I have taken a variable of type user profile, a new user profile. I am declaring it, and in this user profile dot first name is blank, last name is blank, email is blank, everything is blank because this is going to be my initial state. So you see here this dot state, that is the initial state. So your this dot state becomes user profile items user profile, which means that this user profile variable is assigned to this user profile item, because if I go to state, you see here what is the property we created, user profile items. So let's go back to the tsx file. What we are doing here, component will mount. So once the component will be loaded or uploaded on the DOM, what is going to happen is that if user profile dot key equal to first name, so if first name is present, then the value will be taken in the user profile dot first name. If last name is present, so we are taking first name, last name, work phone, department, and picture URL. Once these all variables are set, all these properties are set, what we are going to do? We are going to again set the state, right? Because initial values, all the properties are having the blank value initially. But since we have set the values now for the properties of a user profile, now what we have to do is we will do this dot set state. You see here. Okay. So we are again setting the state with which? With the property which has been defined in the state. What was the property defined in the state?
Items.
User profile items. So we have to specify some value in the user profile items.
Yeah.
So I'm defining this user profile items variable, user profile items variable in the user profile items property, which is created in the state. Now render method. What this render method we are doing? We are just creating the HTML, because now once we have the values of all the user profile properties, then we can specify those in the render method by using simple HTML. So you see here name, work phone. So this dot state dot user profile items dot work phone. Why we have written this line? How it will provide us the value? Because now the earlier the state has been set, right?
Yeah.
So this state or this property now will have all the values.
Yeah, it will have values.
It need to have those values, right? That's why we can specify this dot state dot user profile items dot work phone, and that's it. Now if I talk about the REST APIs, where those REST APIs are made, so that will be in the user profile service.ts. Here we are importing SPHTTP client and client response, you see here. So by this we can create or make the REST API calls to SharePoint. This is the REST API URL, which is for underscore API slash sp.userprofile.peoplemanager slash get my properties. Please note down this URL. This will be very important for you. So tenant name, site collection URL and underscore API slash sp.userprofile.peoplemanager slash get my properties. If you will hit this in browser, then it will give you all the properties of the user. Okay, so let's run this web part and we'll see then. So this will open on the local workbench. We have to add the web part on the local workbench. We are adding it, that is User profile viewer. Okay, it is not showing anything. Why it is not showing anything? Because this is the local workbench. So I'm going to open the SharePoint site now. It should show the value on the SharePoint workbench only, right? So you see here it is giving me the values, triple work phone and department. On the local workbench it was not showing, but on the SharePoint workbench it is showing me all the values. Profile picture is not able to have, the department value is not updated. So let's open this again. So that is how you can retrieve the other properties also for user profile if required, and you can check the logged in user values also for all the user profile properties.